Hey Kipsters, I hope everyone enjoyed their weekend. By the end of today, you will be able to use the formula for the area of a triangle to determine the area of an acute triangle. Last week we worked on how to solve for the area of a right triangle, and today we're going to apply that knowledge to find the area of acute triangles. So let's look at model number 1. The problem reads, to solve for the area of the triangle. I know I learned the formula for the area of a right triangle is area equals half BH. I notice this triangle looks different than a right triangle. I can still see there is a right angle because of the location of the box. So I notice there are two right triangles that make up the entire triangle. I can solve for the area of the whole triangle by first solving for the area of each right triangle, and then add those areas together. So to solve for the area of each right triangle, I'm going to cover one side and find the area. I know it's a right triangle because of the location of the box. So to solve, I first need to ask myself, what formula do I need to solve for the area of a right triangle? I know that the formula is A equals half BH. So first I'm going to find the area of this triangle here. Okay, so first I ask myself, where is the base and where is the height? My base is 12.6 centimeters and my height is 12 centimeters, and I know that because of the location of my right angle. So I'm going to replace my base with 12.6 centimeters and my height with 12 centimeters. I'm going to leave some space over here for any scratch work we need to do. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and solve these. So first I'm going to multiply the base times the height. So 12.6 times 12. 6 times 2, that's 12. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 2, and 1 times 1. Add them up, 2, 11, 5, 1. There's one decimal place, so I know I have one decimal place in my answer. So I have a half times 151.2 centimeters squared. Now, I know that I need to multiply half times 151.2, but I know that multiplying by a half is the same thing as dividing by 2. So I'm going to go ahead and divide by 2. 2 goes into 1, it can't, but 2 can go into 15 7 times. 2 goes into 11 5 times. 2 goes into 12 6 times. And bring up that decimal. So my final answer there is 75.6 centimeters squared. But this is for my area 1. I still have to solve for the other side of my triangle. So now that we have found one side of the triangle, we have to find the other. I'm now going to cover the other side of the triangle. I see that I have another right triangle. First I ask myself, what formula do I use to find the area of a right triangle? I know I can, again, use this formula. So I'm going to have A equals half BH. I next need to ask myself, what are the correct measurements? I know I can use my smart cut of looking for the location of my box and using the sides that make up my right angle as the base and height. I notice though that on this side of the triangle I don't see my box, but I can draw one since the other side is a right angle. So again, I'm going to use my sides of my right angle as my base and my height. So I'm going to replace those. My base is 9 centimeters, my height is 12 centimeters. I know that 9 times 12 is 108. centimeters squared. I know that multiplying by 1/2 is the same thing as dividing by 2, so I'm going to divide by 2. 2 goes into 10 5 times, and it goes into 8 4 times. So final answer here is 54 centimeters squared, and this is the area 2. So we found area 1 and area 2. Finally, I ask myself, how do I find the area of the entire triangle? Well, now I need to add up the sums of the two areas. So I should have the area of triangle 1 plus the area of triangle 2 will give me the area of the entire triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and replace what I found for area 1. That was this side. I have 75.6 centimeters squared plus my area 2 is 54 centimeters squared. Let's add those together. So I'm going to add them up. I know that I have, when I add decimals, I need to line up the whole numbers. And I don't have a decimal, but I can add a 0 there. So add these up for a final answer of 129.6 centimeters squared. So now as you go into your next problems, I want you to remember, what formula do you need? What are the correct measurements you need? Know that you can use your Smart Cut, look for the right angle. And how do you accurately solve? If it has two right triangles, you want to add both areas together to find your final one.